Hey, Protectors. Some things on my mind as I'm going through this very slow bumper-to-bumper Friday LA traffic. You know, Thickness Protection Program is really more than a podcast. This is a collection of conversations with real characters, you know, real characters who would only be looked at sexually, but through this platform are given an opportunity to really speak on who they are and speak on their experiences and speak to how they got there. And I often ask myself, like, why did I start this in the first place? And it's because, first and foremost, I enjoy talking to people. I think one of my favorite subtle pastimes is people watching and just, you know, being in a crowded space, looking and spotting interesting people. I've always had a natural curiosity about people. So there's just something about storytelling when it's a true story of somebody relatable that I'm attracted to this for. And then number one, you know, when so much of my taste is people oriented, like when it came to music, I was always heavy artist oriented and less like artist and album and less like playlist or genre oriented. It's always, you know, motivated to study, you know, a name. It's kind of the same with the XXX, or it definitely is the same as the XXX for me. And I think the reason why this was so well received and has been so well received is that, you know, I gave a voice to plus size XXX models, and you know, the fact that it's, when you watch these interviews or listen to them, it's very humanizing is what I've been told. And you know, that's just really how I've been raised, just raised in a diverse environment where I had to talk to everybody to survive, you know, like I had to adapt right away and I had to make friends easy to survive. And, you know, you will see that reflected in this body of work. And when I say I've seen the best and worst of humanity, is that when I say the best is like the fact that I've been able to cross paths with people that I never thought I would, and, you know, form some really solid connections with them, and, you know, been a shoulder to people, you know, and vice versa, you know, as, you know, you guys see that my dad is suffering from cancer right now. So there's that. And then the worst is just, you know, people who, yeah, I've interviewed and had a fine host to guest relationship with them, but, you know, them mistaking something on social media for, you know, a reflection of my character, which is like horribly off. And then also like people who, you know, got very close to me and we allowed ourselves to get close to one another, and then prove that they were full of shit. And it's like, not even to toot my own horn, but like, I don't think there had ever been a platform before this where, you know, sex workers had a voice, particularly plus size sex workers had a voice where they were spoken to like regular people and able to tell their stories. And, you know, I guess it took me to be that voice and to be that regular person who was allowed into a society, basically. You know, being involved with this game just feels like being in a secret society. Excuse me, not this game, this industry. But, you know, we know it. And it's far from glamorous, you know, although the social media and the content makes it feel like it's glamorous. But, you know, when people tell me off camera how they really are living and you start putting two and two together, it's far from glamorous. And at times that makes it more relatable, but it's also very sad, some of these circumstances. Also, you know, keep in mind, earlier in my life, I did want to pursue psychology and think about, you know, becoming a licensed therapist, and that could be something further down the line in the future. You never know what God has in store for me. But yeah, you know, I've always been interested in, like, you know, counseling and being, you know, that type of shoulder for people, you know. And not saying I'm here to solve everybody's problems, but, you know, to be a listening ear and, you know, give guidance is something that seems really dope to me. And through this, I've definitely been able to do that, you know, as I've received guidance from so many of you guys watching this. So yeah, that's just, a couple thoughts I had on this. I don't know if I'm doing the Lord's work or if this is, a super noble cause, but, some might say it is. And you know what, for what it's worth, I just wanted to say thank you for listening, and you're welcome.